Hello guys, this is Michael R. Favor and I'm here with my brother.
This is Martin. I'm a crypto consultant.
Yes.
Yeah, I post most of my content online. So you're most welcome.
Tell me about yourself, your experience, how has it been? And how is the journey going? How can we help these people? So we can talk about anything really.
Well, I've been in the crypto space since 2016. That's when I first heard about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
We used to hear about OneCoin. So my experience spans 8 years in this space. People have lost a lot of money in the crypto industry. The main reason people continue losing money is lack of knowledge and lack of awareness and interacting with the wrong people.
True.
Most of the information and the knowledge and the education most people get about crypto is street knowledge. Someone knows something small about crypto, about Bitcoin, then he wants to call himself an expert.
An expert, yeah. I see so many people calling themselves coach.
Yes.
Coach so and so, coach so and so on TikTok.
We have so many fake coaches in the crypto space. They don't understand the technology, but they know how to make money from the technology.
Yes.
And unfortunately, most of them make the money by manipulating fraudulent ways. They manipulate their friends into joining this space without any knowledge. All they promise you is quick money.
Quick money, yeah. Put 100 and get 100.
Yeah. Put 100, get $100. Put $1,000, get $2,000. But they don't understand how this blockchain technology works. They don't understand how Bitcoin works. But they understand how to make money off crypto, just like the rest of the Ponzi schemes we have had in Uganda. So the crypto industry is very broad and a lot keeps changing. So there's more to learn about this industry. Personally, I've also been a victim of some of these scams when I was just still novice in the industry. Yeah, I lost a lot of money. And to make sure that I understood the industry, I had to seek professional knowledge. I realized the industry was real. The blockchain and the cryptocurrency industry is real. It's not a scam. But we all understand once the industry is still new, people take advantage of that ignorance within the population.
True.
So we have been very vocal trying to educate people online about crypto. If it is too good to be true, then you need to seek the right information from experts.
True.
Unfortunately, Uganda doesn't have enough experts or the recognized experts in the industry.
You can't
so everybody, you can't
anyone.
pinpoint anybody because there's no information about them.
True.
Someone claims he's an expert, but where is the content that proves that? Well, I can trust this person. So that's why we decided to take this content further to educate the public.
I want you to help us explain about Bitcoin. Is it something that I have to bring another person for me to get commission and all that? Because most of the so-called crypto coaches, they're actually doing the same thing. They're asking people to bring another person to get money and all that.
Now, for you to make money from crypto involves several options. Those who are bringing in people, they're doing the MLM style of making money. That is multi-level marketing. Unfortunately, most of them use manipulation. They don't explain how this concept works, how Bitcoin works. Bitcoin is a technology for transferring money globally through the internet. Secondly, Bitcoin is an asset. It is a digital asset. What makes it more of a digital asset? It's because it keeps gaining value over time. It gains value as more people buy it, as more people use it. It's not controlled by any bank. It is a system that was built by someone called Satoshi Nakamoto.
Okay.
Up to now, nobody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is.
Okay.
Crypto Bitcoin in particular is the most recognized currency, digital currency in the world.
Interesting.
It started, it was launched in 2010, but the work had been in progress since 2008.
Okay.
So officially, it started trading in 2010. So meaning it has been around for the last 15 years. The last 15 years has seen it grow from as little as $0.05. One Bitcoin in 2010 was trading at $0.05. That is less than 100 shillings. Less than 100 Uganda shillings.
Something that is
almost negligible.
Yes.
So over the years, people have been seeing what is going on in this world of Bitcoin blockchain technology. So they've been using Bitcoin to transfer money. So over time, as more people embrace the technology, it gains value and it gains popularity across the globe. So as we speak now, the price of Bitcoin is now at over $94,000.
True.
That is more than 300 million. So something that was just worth 100 Uganda shilling is now over 300 million in a span of just 15 years.
Now, someone would want to ask, would it be too late now to kind of invest in Bitcoin? Like,
it's never too late because according to research, only about 5% of the global population understand Bitcoin, or know about 5% of the global population know Bitcoin. So Bitcoin still has a long way.
True. So there is room that could actually hit $1 million.
Yes,
per Bitcoin.
Even more than $1 million, because remember there are only 21 million Bitcoins that will ever be in existence.
True.
Bitcoin cannot be printed the way money is printed by central banks. That's why Bitcoin is normally used as a hedge against inflation. For those people who have understood how it works, Bitcoin is not a quick money scheme. Bitcoin is a technology that is meant to challenge the weaknesses of the central banks.
Interesting.
So as governments continue printing money, there is inflation. For example, Uganda's currency, the Uganda shilling, has lost over 110% of value since 2010, while Bitcoin has gained over 20 million% in value.
Actually, I checked, it was 153 million. 153 million. You're talking of 20 million. 153 million%.
Oh yeah. Yes. Sure. Yeah, you're right.
I was checking on the coin market cap. It was 153 million%.
Yes.
Increment.
Yeah. Over the last.
Since inception.
It has gained value over 150 million. In fact, it went up to 120 million%. Not 20 million, but 120 million% in value. While the Uganda shilling currency has lost negative. It is in negative. Why? Because of printing
excess money,
inflation. So for someone who wants to invest their money, to keep their money in an asset that gains value over time, you need to think about Bitcoin. Bitcoin can be owned by anybody. Anybody can own Bitcoin. You don't necessarily have to own a full Bitcoin token or coin. You can own a fraction up to 0. Bitcoin can be divided over 100 million times.
Wow.
So meaning you can earn a small fraction of Bitcoin.
True.
Which is impossible with other type of assets.
True.
So that's why this technology is going to just explode. Everybody will find themselves using Bitcoin for international money transfers, for protecting their assets,
Are there charges sending Bitcoin? For example, if I want to send money to the USA or to receive money from the USA in Uganda, are there charges like there are charges with Western Union and MoneyGram?
Thank you for that question, Michael. Yes, there are some charges, but these charges are very minimal. You can spend even just $0.5 to send 1 billion shillings across borders.
$0.5 sending a billion.
Yes, you can send 1 billion shillings, Uganda shillings, and you pay a transaction fee of like only 1,000 shillings, Uganda shillings, to send 1 billion shillings.
Wow.
And
another thing I've also learned is that there's no one who's going to freeze your money or anything like banks do.
Yes, Bitcoin is not controlled by any entity. It is a technology that was invented and left for the world to use.
Wow.
Banks are currently also using Bitcoin technology.
Yes. Actually, I always tell people that people who doubt such statements to always check. You can check with Google, you can ask ChatGPT, because such platforms are available for us to get information. So you can ask ChatGPT, is it true that banks use Bitcoin? Do they invest in Bitcoin? Do organizations invest in Bitcoin? I believe they would be able to get the answers.
In fact, Bitcoin has so many use cases.
Yeah.
From protecting value due to global inflation. To using it as a means of transferring wealth from different parts of the world.
Okay.
So you don't necessarily have to carry anything. Bitcoin, as long as you have access to the internet, that's all that you need. You don't need complicated technology to understand how Bitcoin works. We are here to make sure that all Ugandans understand how Bitcoin works.
I talked to some client of mine and I was like, I'm going to come and help you set up your accounts to trade. And I found when their daughter had already downloaded for them an app called Bitcoin. There are some apps out there. They're like, hey, when I have an app called Bitcoin, that means I have Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So kindly elaborate. How does one get Bitcoin?
Bitcoin, you can buy Bitcoin using some of the globally leading exchanges.
Okay.
We have both centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges.
Okay.
Now, centralized exchanges, these are entities that are controlled by specific companies. For example, we have Coinbase exchange. We have Binance exchange. Binance is one of the leading ones. Coinbase and Binance, those are some of the most regulated and I would say trusted exchanges in the market. So these exchanges have a pairing to the Uganda shillings. Not only the Uganda shilling, but most of the countries around Africa are supported by Bitcoin. I mean by Binance exchange. Yeah. So you can buy Bitcoin through Binance. All you need is your local SIM card, MTN or Airtel SIM card. There are also people in the market, the brokers who sell Bitcoin. You give them your Uganda shillings, they give you the fraction of Bitcoin. But for you to buy this Bitcoin, you need to have an account. You need to get an account either on one of those exchanges like Binance exchanges or even Trust Wallet, and then you can transfer money. Yeah, it will be converted directly into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is genuine. Bitcoin can be exchanged into cash. So Bitcoin is recognized globally. The US Reserve, they call it the Fed Reserve, just like Bank of Uganda. So the Bank of Uganda of US, which is known as the Fed Reserve, has allowed banks to participate in this economy of crypto. So as you continue wondering whether Bitcoin or crypto is real and Bitcoin is real, and you can buy and sell the Bitcoin. It's no longer a scam.
And whom do you sell this Bitcoin to? I wonder if I buy Bitcoin, how would I fail to get a buyer if I want to sell?
The buyers are online. This is a global market. The buyers are online. There's liquidity. If you can't find a specific buyer, there's liquidity in the exchanges where you just deposit your Bitcoin and you exchange it to the currency that you want. Yeah, so there's nothing about where will I sell it. The market is global. You just learn a few things on how to exchange the money. You don't even need to look for people to buy it. Just like you wait for customers in
the shop.
traditional businesses
True.
where you must find a customer. No, with the Bitcoin and those leading cryptocurrencies, you don't need to look for a customer to buy your coins.
As long as it has gained value, just sell in the market. Just click sell and it will be gone.
Yes.
You get your currency in your account instantly.
Yes, that's what is involved in this industry.
True.
Yeah, so it is easier for you to buy and sell Bitcoin. Unlike in those years when we had just joined the industry, it was hard. In fact, we used to exchange our crypto through Kenya. Kenya had a company known as BitPesa. I remember that's how we used to buy and sell our crypto. We didn't know anything, but as we speak now, there are several companies that have come up to help you exchange your crypto. Yeah, so you can send crypto anywhere in the world using these platforms. These platforms are all over Uganda now. Yeah, you don't have to be manipulated and being told of several complicated jargons. Whoever is trying to tell you so many complicated jargons, those are the scammers. Those are the people that are trying to cheat you.
Unfortunately, they use even your close relatives who don't know.
Yes.
You think they are helping you coming into a legit business, yet they are victims as well.
Yes.
Under the scam, and they are helping the scammer scam you as well.
Yeah. Now, you've talked about something very serious concerning scams. Yeah, as I had earlier mentioned, ignorance and lack of information and lack of education is the one that is fueling the scams involved in the crypto industry.
Yes.
Everybody keeps asking, but what is Bitcoin? Others say Bitcoin is a scam, I've lost money, a lot of money, my relative, my so-and-so lost money in crypto, in Bitcoin. Indeed, yes.
They mention big figures.
Yeah, people have lost a lot of money in crypto. Why? Because everybody's looking for quick money.
Quick money, true.
So the moment you have a high appetite for quick money, you are most likely going to fall victim to these Ponzi schemes because they promise you quick money. But once you have someone who understands crypto and is genuine and is trustworthy and is professional, you will never lose money in crypto. The over 8 years I've been in crypto, if crypto was scam, definitely I would have left the industry. I would have quit.
Yeah.
How come I've never quit? Because the industry is genuine. It's just that people don't understand this industry. But in developed countries, in the developed world, people are using crypto to send money across borders. They're using what we call
tickets to buy cars.
Yes, you can use Bitcoin, US dollar Tether, the digital form of US dollar. We normally have a US dollar Tether and US dollar coin. They have now replaced the cash, the paper US dollar. People are now using the US dollar Tether, US dollar coin, because these coins are regulated in the countries of their main operation. They are regulated by those financial institutions. And like Uganda is still asking questions. What is crypto? What is Bitcoin? What is US dollar Tether? The world is moving on at a terrific speed.
Yeah.
You no longer now have to carry your money, your Uganda shillings, while moving to other places, other countries. You don't have to. Just load your crypto on your phone, and move.
And whichever country you go to, you're able to withdraw from there locally.
Yes.
Without stress.
So basically, that's
without walking into a bank, a central bank or a local bank in the country.
You no longer need these banks to keep your money or to exchange your money.
I wanted us to share on this issue of governments, especially governments in Africa, being concerned about cryptocurrency, because always their target is on the taxes. But in my own perspective, I see them losing a lot, because when you try to restrict this industry or this space, people will continue trading with ignorance. And in my own opinion, I would suggest if governments could embrace and get people like us on board to educate to educate the economists and the lecturers in schools so that they can have knowledge of crypto. They would educate. In fact, I would suggest they enroll this in universities or even in high school. They should teach about cryptocurrency because it is money. It is the new level of money that the world is walking into. But there is still this fight from central governments in Africa, especially because in the USA, like you said, recently just let it be legal. It is now legal. It's now legal to transact. But in most African countries, they are fighting it. So when they fight such a thing, that's why even fraudsters will take advantage of people because there is no one willing to come out openly to talk about this and create some awareness. So how can we help, or how can our governments come in to understand what crypto is so that they can help the communities get to know what crypto is and they're able to trade safely? Because if people don't have knowledge, the country will be losing a lot of money because millions of transactions. They said about 70 billion. It was some minister, I think from the Ministry of Finance or some guy in the Ministry of Finance of Uganda was talking about something like that, about 70 billion is they see transacting online, moving into cryptocurrency. They don't know, they can't track anyway, but they assume it's about 70 billion moving into crypto, transacted by Ugandans. And that money, most of that money, of course, doesn't come back because people lose that money. They trade, they make bad trades, they are scammed, that money leaves the country. So how can we help the government have this education in the people so that we can save and reduce on the losses?
Well, it depends on our institutions to create cyber laws and awareness on some of these digital technologies that come up and try to learn them themselves. So I think it is a matter to do with our leaders. They are equally ill-informed. They rely on speculative information.
True.
They have no data. So we need to create some of these as consultancy services and let them know we are offering these services. Whoever needs to understand, especially from our leaders, the government agencies, we are willing to educate some of their employees so that they can be able to advise their other fellow
The
members.
ministers, actually, the ones that make the real decisions.
Exactly. The people that make the decisions are not informed. They are not educated about these technologies. So whatever comes, they are just relying on media information. Hearsay. They just rely on hearsay. And in a world of technology, you can't rely on hearsay. Research. There's a lot of information going on about the blockchain space and the applications and the problems these technologies are solving.
True.
So you either embrace the technology or die. If you don't embrace technology, you will die a natural death in terms of innovation, in terms of making money.
Because honestly, these systems were designed not to be controlled by anyone.
Yes.
Can you still concoct and forge laws on how to control it, yet it was designed against such laws? Is it possible?
In fact, you've made me remember a statement where some people always ask that is Bitcoin regulated by the government? So I cannot invest in Bitcoin because government has not approved its functionality in Uganda. And I tell them, that is the core reason Bitcoin was created.
Yeah.
It was created not to be controlled by governments because we know what governments do. We all know how governments print money. Yes, governments print money, and that's why money keeps losing value. So whoever designed this system, he already knew the challenges that countries face, especially developing countries where inflation is high. So this was an option where you have to use a currency, a digital currency, a technology that is not controlled by any central bank in the world. This is the reason why you can use Bitcoin anywhere you go. In Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, all those countries around. You have your Bitcoin, you can exchange it for their local currency.
True.
Unlike in Uganda, you can go with your Uganda shilling notes and you won't find anywhere to exchange it.
No one will be willing to give
give you their money. True. Unless you go to a bank. that accepts those currencies.
True.
Unfortunately, with the banks, they give you at extremely very low exchange rate. So in other words, you're even losing money. You're losing money because the exchange rate they will give you at is way lower.
True.
But when you carry digital currencies like Bitcoin, you exchange it at international exchange rates.
True.
So you're not losing value.
True.
Secondly, you're not exposing yourself to theft, to robbers, to attacks. When you're carrying your Bitcoin is online. But when you carry your cash, you're inviting all sorts of fraudulent people around you.
True.
Yes, who are likely to rob you and take your money.
So in brief, should we say that governments should forget about regulating? Because clearly there is no loophole, there is no way how they can control this thing within.
Yes, government, what government needs to do, I think they would just try to regulate the participants in the industry. Yeah, let them embrace the technology and then register as service providers, Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or digital assets service providers.
By that you mean what? The exchanges, the P2P agents?
Yes, anybody who's involved in this industry, they need to register as service providers. Because they're providing a service that is not regulated. And once an industry is not regulated, the scammers take over. That's why we have so many cyber security issues in the blockchain and crypto industry. Because there's nowhere you can report once you're a victim. You can't report the issue to police. You can't report anywhere. So the best thing government can do is, one, education. Roll out awareness. Regulate the players. If someone wants to set up an exchange, a crypto exchange industry,
how about these ones who are calling themselves coaches? How can one verify what they are coaching is genuine or it is a scam, it's a Ponzi scheme? How can government also be able to regulate such organizations? Because we see they are mushrooming and they are advertising on TV with their logos everywhere. Holding conferences, and they are scamming people. We know that these guys are scamming people, but no one is defending the victims.
Yeah, as I said, there's a lot that goes on in the digital space. Everybody is trying to create something in order to survive. So the best way is to continue creating awareness in the general public. Before someone joins something, a Ponzi scheme, whatever, network marketing, product, they need to first seek for the right information. So government's role here is to educate even their own agencies especially those involved in maintaining law and order, like the police.
The police, yeah.
They need to educate the police about blockchain technology. They need to roll out courses for their agencies involved in law enforcement so that they understand how to deal with some of these challenges that are going on in the crypto space. And that is the reason we are here. We are here to let our agencies, our leaders understand that this technology is here to stay. They need to embrace it. They need to study how it works. And once they have the right knowledge from the right professionals, then these Ponzi schemes will all die off. Because people will be aware. People will be able to differentiate the right and the false information that these people have been propagating within the public. Yeah, so those that claim they are coaches, they need to be tested. What makes them coaches?
What makes you a coach?
How educated, how knowledgeable are they with the space? So regulation is something that is needed. Without regulation, everybody will just do whatever they want. And Uganda will lose in general. Because if more people are scammed, it means Uganda is losing money.
So exactly, they're
Yes,
losing a lot
Uganda
of
is
money.
losing
People
money.
are losing a lot of money.
People are losing their businesses and,
And,
the money is being taken out of the economy
yes.
to the scams.
And it scares me because it's a lot. I've had lots of complaints from people losing a lot of money, and it scares me because when you want to only tax, tax should actually be out of the equation currently. I think the government should put that thing of tax out. When it comes to crypto, they should put it out. They should focus first on information, like you said, on their regulation list. The first assignment should be to educate the ones who are going to enforce the law on the ground, so that people are able to learn and know, right from school to tertiary institutions to the public, in churches, in the mosque. People should know and learn about cryptocurrency so that they are not scammed. Otherwise, if we keep silent and pretend as though nothing is going on, people are losing money every day. The country will be wondering why is the economy doing badly, but people are losing money.
Yes.
And when that money goes, it doesn't come back. But with the right education, people will be able to trade safely. They'll be able to buy cryptocurrencies in the right time. They will be able to know which cryptocurrencies to invest in, or even just sending money and receiving money in a safe way.
Yeah.
And the government can then talk of tax when people have received money. They will definitely benefit. People will be able to buy cement. When you're buying cement, you're paying taxes. When you're buying local goods, you're paying taxes. Not so?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so our tax focus, I believe, should be when people have made money, you can get your taxes, but you cannot think you will tax the money someone has made in crypto, because you don't know what losses they make, and you will never know, because this system was designed to be private.
Yeah, sure. And then the other thing, our country needs to learn from these other countries that embrace technologies when these technologies come up. Because there are some technologies where they are meant to stay. You can't fight them.
True.
You can't keep silent when this technology is impacting and disrupting the already existing technologies.
True.
Because at this moment, the people that still use Western Union banks for money transfer across borders, it's because they are ignorant about the better options of transferring money, especially this money that is not too much, where you must send the money into the bank, is through crypto.
True.
Crypto transaction fees are just a fraction.
Actually, you can send money from some networks in crypto for free.
For free, yes.
For free.
You can send a whole 100 million shillings
for free,
from one country to another without paying any single tax. Yes.
Depending on the network.
Depending on the network that you're using, the blockchain network that you're using. So whoever is still using Western Union, just come to us and learn how crypto works. You will regret why you've been using that Western Union.
True.
Yeah, some of these companies are going to phase out. They either embrace and use blockchain applications. Most of them, like PayPal. PayPal, this is one of the leading online payment systems in the world. It is now using crypto.
Yeah.
They have a cryptocurrency called Pay US dollar. Pay US dollar. PYUSD. They are using it now to transfer money because it was very expensive for people to use PayPal to transfer money across borders. So now they have embraced, they have developed their own token called PYUSD, and other companies as well.
True.
So our government needs to look at this as an area to even embrace these companies so that they come and operate in Uganda. Once these companies set up in Uganda, they will be paying tax and a lot of money.
True.
We have mining companies, Bitcoin mining companies. They are generating huge amounts of taxes in the countries where they are operating.
True.
Yes. Kenya has a Bitcoin mining company. They are there. They are generating Bitcoin, they are paying taxes. And the power they are using, they are paying taxes. Uganda, we understand Uganda sells electricity to our neighboring countries.
True.
This is electricity that can be consumed within and generate more money.
True.
And employ more youth. We are talking about employment and employment levels in Uganda. Why doesn't the government regulate this industry so that people who are innovative, entrepreneurs, can find secure opportunities in this space, just like the rest of the world is doing. Remember, the president of the US, Donald Trump, or whoever follows Donald Trump, he has been very vocal and positive about the crypto industry. He's a proponent of the Bitcoin space.
I always make jokes and laugh. When Elon Musk or Trump talks about crypto on the X space, Ugandans are silent because they don't understand, they're quiet. But on other issues, they are so loud, they make a lot of noise, they comment. When it's something to do with crypto, they're talking of Dogecoin, they're talking of another maybe cryptocurrency that is coming up. Ugandans are completely silent.
About it.
Yet you know Ugandans are very vocal on the internet. In fact, in all African countries, Ugandans are always vocal on content, on anything that anyone posts around the world. You must find there a Ugandan. When it comes to crypto topics, you can't see any comment from a Ugandan.
So, that is true. It's unfortunate. Our citizens as a country, we are still a little bit backward when it comes to research. They say if you want to hide something from an African, put it in a book or put it in writing.
True.
They don't like research. They don't like self-education. We still believe that our pastors, our schools are the main areas of knowledge. Well, the internet is awash with a lot of information which you can discover yourself.
True.
So when I see someone who has gone to school, someone who uses internet, someone uses technology, but he still says that Bitcoin is a scam.
The scam.
It speaks a lot about them. In fact, it exposes their ignorance.
Their ignorance, true.
So whoever says Bitcoin is a scam, it is enough for me to judge you by thinking you are ill-informed, you are not exposed, you lack exposure, you're not traveling. That's what it symbolizes. Yes.
I always just smile at them and I'm like, it's cool.
Yes. People who have traveled outside Uganda, they keep getting this information and knowing, wow, this is real. In my country, they say Bitcoin is a scam, but in some countries, there are even ATMs, Bitcoin ATMs.
True.
Yes, just the same way you see the usual Bitcoin, I mean the usual ATMs, bank ATMs placed all over the major streets. In developed countries, Bitcoin ATMs are just like ATMs of any other bank that we see here. So, our fellow Ugandans, come and learn. Consult us. We are credible. Our information, our content is on Twitter. We are credible and trustworthy. So if you want to understand anything to do with crypto, anything, just call us, WhatsApp us. Get in touch. Yes.
You can check us out on the divineapps.co website. Our contacts are there. The links to the WhatsApp group are there. You can join the WhatsApp group where we shall be teaching you for free. We've made this to help on our people, that you guys can be able to understand that this is real. When you're able to learn, you'll be able to discover this thing is real, and all along you've been deceived. So just get on www.divineapps.co. Then you'll be able to get the links there and you get in touch with us. The classes are for free, and the ones that are paid for are advanced classes. But for the basics, really, you have to get in that WhatsApp group and you'll find the links to the different introductory lessons. You're able to learn how to download those exchanges, the coin market cap. You're able to learn how to navigate those applications and understand the information there so that you're able to trade safely. So let's get this going and we save people from scam. It really pains me finding scammers very shrewd. There is no one as shrewd as a scammer, because they will do all it takes to buy that nice car, to dress nicely, and they shoot some pictures and videos and show off on TikTok, and they know that is what lures people to go and attend their conferences and all that.
Yes.
So they will despise someone who sits in such a humble setting and you're talking to them, because You're like, you have to show us your
You
cash,
have to
show us
your
the
car.
money, for us to believe you.
Yeah.
With such
for us to
mentality,
believe- Yeah, that mentality.
you end up
yeah.
being scammed.
Yes.
So
yes.
people should stop being lured by what you're being shown. You should
Yes.
listen and research, get to verify the information people are sharing with you.
Yeah,
know?
that's
So-
true.
Share this video with your people. Get guys to to watch this and join the classes, and you learn cryptocurrency, learn how it works. Even if you're not going to invest, at least get to have the information at hand, and stop talking out of ignorance. Otherwise you'll embarrass yourself. You'll really embarrass yourself when you start saying crypto is a scam, and people who are intelligent, they will laugh at
They
you.
will laugh at you. Yeah.
You
yeah.
look like someone from the old age.
Yes. Yes.
So let's get information and become greater men and citizens of the country. Yes.
Yeah, to sum everything up, thank you, Michael. For people who do want to know, how do I know that the token that is being marketed, promoted by these coaches is genuine?
Genuine.
Now, there are over 2 to 4 million different crypto tokens out there.
True.
And almost 90% of them are scams.
True.
So you could be buying a scam and you're not aware.
You're not aware.
Yes.
The thing
Whatever
buy
you
this
are
coin, buy this
investing in,
coin.
you may be buying a scam that you're not aware about. Come for information.
Come, we teach you how
We
to
analyze the blockchain networks to detect whether the token is a scam or fake or it has no future.
True.
We are able to do that
For
by
you.
analyzing the blockchain network. So before you invest in any digital coin, please seek for the right professional knowledge from experts. You can test an expert based on what they know and what they post online.
True.
Test their knowledge. Test their content. Understand their content. What are they posting? If all they are posting is just about join,
Showing off cars.
just know those ones are just manipulators. Those are just manipulators. Stop falling for such a kind of manipulators.
Should be more of information than
It
cars.
should be more of information about the technology
Than the cars.
than just show busy the cars. Yes, you don't need to show your cars and all that. Show the information. The information will bring the right people.
Yeah.
And that's what we are focused at. The right information will bring the right investors. The right investors will make money and protect themselves from losing money to scammers. Yes, thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We shall be sharing more and more videos and topics and tips in the near future. And we pray you're able to join the class and we are able to learn how to make money in crypto, how to send and receive money across the globe. Stop wasting your money by sending through very expensive means. It is crypto at your fingertips. Let's be able to remit money. You can remit your money through crypto, through these exchanges, or you save it through your exchange and saving it in a bank, or all that. I know they will fight this information, but that is the truth. These organizations, with time, they will go obsolete. They will not be in existence in the near future, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
So thank you guys for watching. Keep it locked. Love you and cheers. Michael R. Favor and Martin Baluku here from Divine Apps. Cheers.